Greetings everyone. Welcome to Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. This is Aisha, your Tuesday vlogger. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4-part question this week all about fitness. And I hope that I can break it down as quickly as possible. The first question is, how do you sweat? How often? How did you get started? Okay, so that's 3. Who or what motivates you to keep up with your exercise routine? And what physical activity can you do today that you never dreamed of doing pre-weight loss surgery? How do I sweat? Let me say this. If I'm not sweating like buckets, I'm not happy. And so, but behind that question of how do I sweat, there has been a journey within the exercise journey. I started my weight loss path, 355 pounds, 16 months ago. And during that time, walking my dog was the biggest chore in the world. And he is all of 5.5 pounds. And to have to even walk him around was like a lot of work. And so that's where the journey started. And how I began to sweat was 6 weeks post-op. One of my weight loss surgery friends that lives here locally, I sort of gave her my word that I was going to go get on the treadmill in my complex. And I didn't want to. And so it was just me begging myself to keep my word to her to go spend 20 minutes on the treadmill. And so the journey to weight loss, exercising in my weight loss journey began 6 weeks post-op. That was the end of December 2010. The first week of January, I went down to Wendy's Loft, Bandit Wendy's Loft, and she was running on the treadmill, and I got on her elliptical machine that they have there, and I did 2 sets. The first set was 3 minutes, I think level 1, and I thought I was dead. And then I rode the bike for a while because that elliptical was killing me. And I did another 3 minutes. I did a 6-minute total on the elliptical. This is the first week of January 2011. I was still 300 and some odd pounds. I didn't cross over into Twonderland. 299 I hit on January 18th. So it was still 2 weeks before I got under 300 pounds. And I was sweating and just a mess, basically. And so here's a picture of that day with Wendy. So you can see I've come a long way. But how do I sweat? It started with the elliptical. It started with the bike. It started with walking on the treadmill and doing step aerobics on a 4-inch step. So if you know anything about step aerobics, there's the bench itself, and that's usually 4 inches, and then you can add risers to it. And so that's how I sweated. I got to the meet and greet in May, and Sally, Cabernet Queen, had the most amazing arms. And I came home and I wanted those arms. It was my motivation to fix my arms. And I had some 5-pound weights. Here they are. And literally, different kinds of reps with these 5-pound weights, even to this day. But the key is consistency, regularity, and I reshape my arms. I mean, I would watch people at the gym with weights, and I would then take those little routines and do them here at the house. And I do like 10 reps each of whatever the little exercise was. I do up to, not up to, but 50 crunches, various crunches, every time I work out. So if I'm working out 5 to 6 days a week, that's how often I'm doing crunches and doing weights. And it wasn't up until recently that I started doing the weights every other day, maybe in the last 6 months, because I had learned that you're supposed to give the muscles a break. And so that's how I sweat. I mean, my arms still have loose skin, but depending upon the angle, you get to really see my definition. But it was through these 5-pound weights and being motivated to fix the arms that I had. So that's how I sweat. And by the end of May 2011, I caught the vision to do C to 5K. And I believe with all my heart that was a game changer for me. I think it has leaned me down in ways that I didn't expect. I purposely do things to shape myself. So the running shapes me, leans me down. Step aerobics and the elliptical helped me a lot with my lower body in terms of shaping and giving me definition and form. I've got some great muscle definition and so forth. And so I did things on purpose. So how do I sweat? I set out with doing specific exercises on purpose, walking on incline, now running on incline. Those kinds of things is how I sweat. How often? It started barely. It moved to 4 days a week, and now I am consistent 5 to 6 days a week. More often than not, I hit 6 days a week. And then I'm training also to do my 10K, and so my miles are getting longer with running. How did I get started? I kind of talked about that in the beginning. It was, me keeping my word to my friend, and then going to Wendy's Loft and getting on that elliptical, and just really realizing that I could not, and this is one of my favorite sayings that just sort of came to me one day, that I cannot lay across the bed and get fit, basically. But I want my body to look a certain way, and so I have to move it a certain way. And that keeps me motivated. It has become what I do. Like, I don't want to lose my ability to work out or run or, be off from working out for 3 weeks because I just got distracted or something like that. So I constantly check myself about being lazy or being unmotivated. I like my power drink, my pre-workout drink, and so it gives me something to look forward to, and it gets me pumped up. I had been taking Body Effects for the last 3 months. I started out with a nitric oxide drink by ABB, and I did some FRS, some chews in their drink, power drink, when I was starting C to 5K. But when running became more and more important to me, I really needed a boost. When my step aerobics grew from a 4-inch bench to today, I can step on a 10-inch bench, which means, every step in an aerobic exercise, I'm stepping up on a 10-inch riser. And that takes a lot, and so I always have a good power drink. I don't know how people work out without a power drink, but I drink a protein shake after every workout, a good protein shake. I think that has helped me in terms of recovery. I don't spend a lot of time being sore or in pain. So those are the things that motivate me to keep up with my exercise routine. Just that I want my body to look a certain way. I know I have to move it a certain way. And I can't lay across the bed and reach my goals. It's just, those two things just don't go together. And what physical activity can you do today that you never dreamed of doing pre-weight loss surgery? The elliptical, hitting 14 and 15 on the elliptical has been a huge accomplishment, because I remember the first week of January 2011 when I couldn't even imagine where I am today with the elliptical. And in the last week or so, a couple weeks, I really haven't been using the elliptical like I had in the past. but what activity can I do today that I never dreamed of? Of course, running had been a heart's desire since 2007, but to actually go past 5 miles, I don't even know how I got here. That means so much more to me. I long for the day when there's 10 miles nonstop on my Garmin, when I've done a half marathon, and I can't sit here and pretend that I perhaps don't have in the back of my heart a full marathon, so we'll see. And just as a pause to Wendy and Hua and Amy for doing LA Marathon, just an amazing journey, and I loved knowing that they finished strong to the best of their ability, and I'm glad to be a part of a group of women who run and enjoy it. And so, yeah, running and doing step aerobics on a 10-inch bench, now that's where I am, and I was like, wow, I must really be in shape if I can do these videos on a 10-inch step. I mean, it's just, I'm overwhelmed. But that, in a nutshell, is my whole life around fitness. You have to grow with it. I don't want to resist the change that I feel inside about fitness. I want to just embrace it, and regardless of how I feel, I just want to go work out. And sometimes I, get worried that I'm not going to be able to work out. And that is a huge change, to go from not only the couch to a 5K, but not having an attitude because I need to go work out. And I think that in the journey in weight loss, in the weight loss portion of my journey, I just sort of put it out of my mind that I had a choice. There was no choice. I needed to go work out. There was a lot of work that needed to be done to this body, and I didn't want to waste time. There's something about wasting time, something about wasting those 12 months fresh after surgery that I just could not. I just didn't want to waste time. Mamby-pambying, playing around. That's just not what I wanted for my journey. And I'm so glad that I'm in shape now, that I can look at the definition of an athlete in the dictionary and say, wow, I'm an athlete. I wouldn't trade working out for anything, but I understand it takes growth. It takes determination. I'm still working on my mental game. I'm still working on determination. And I understand when you don't feel like it, but you can't lay across the bed and reach your goals. It's just the bottom line. So anyway, happy Tuesday to everybody. This is Aisha, and this has been Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. So go and have some fun with fitness today. All right, bye-bye.